Welcome back to Through the Waves. This is the first episode in a 3-part support series created for friends and families of someone going through severe or protracted withdrawal. And if you're here, it means you're trying to understand something that most people never even heard about, let alone witness up close. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest gaps in understanding, the difference between what you see on the outside and what's actually happening on the inside. Let's take our time with this, because nothing about withdrawal is simple, and nothing about it works in the way most people assume. From the outside, you might see someone who looks off, less present, less emotionally responsive, more irritable, and more distant. You might see them pacing, fidgeting, staring out the window, or curling up in silence. Sometimes they might seem extremely sensitive, and other times almost completely numb. You might think, why are they so jumpy? Why can't they just sit still? Why do they look terrified? Why aren't they talking to me? Why are they avoiding simple tasks? Why can't they just calm down? And the hardest one for many people, why does it feel like they're not there anymore? All of these reactions make sense from the outside. You're seeing symptoms without seeing the cause. But inside their body, everything is on fire. The internal reality. Severe withdrawal destabilizes the entire nervous system. Not just emotionally, not just mentally, every single system. Sensory, cognitive, physical, autonomic, emotional. It's like every alarm in the body is stuck on high alert. Here's what that can actually feel like on the inside. A burning, electric intensity under the skin. A constant sense of danger with no clear source. Heart rate spikes even while lying still. Muscles tightening uncontrollably from head to toe. The world looking distorted, unfamiliar, or unreal. Brain fog so thick it feels like losing entire days, months, or years. Faces appearing disfigured or unsettling. Sounds hitting the brain like physical impact. A loss of identity. Like the self has disintegrated. This isn't fear or anxiety in the normal sense. This is the brain misfiring, the nervous system misreading reality, and the body reacting as if it's being hunted even while sitting on a couch. People often describe it as, I'm here, but I'm not in here, or I can't connect to anything, or it feels like I'm trapped behind glass. Even simple tasks like standing up, brushing your teeth, or responding to a message can feel like you're trying to operate heavy machinery during an earthquake. When the inside is chaos, the outside often looks like silence, overwhelm, withdrawal from conversation, irritability, fear, emotional flatness, spacing out, confusion, strange facial expressions, no energy, too much energy, restlessness, collapse. And unless you understand what's happening internally, it's easy to interpret these behaviors as, they're being dramatic, they don't care, they're ignoring me, they're giving up, they're not trying, they're being rude, they're shutting me out. But none of that is accurate. What you're seeing is not personality, it's not character, it's not choice. It's biology in crisis. The loss of self-look. One of the most painful things for families is when the person seems gone. Like the spark is missing, the personality is muted, the eyes look different. I want to say this directly. They're not gone. They're underneath the noise, underneath the storm. Withdrawal buries the person, but it does not erase them. Think of it like someone drowning in waves. You don't judge them for not waving back. You don't take it personally why they can't speak. You don't think, why aren't they smiling anymore? You understand that they're fighting to survive. It's the same here. The person you love is still there. Why this episode matters. This first episode is about building one essential foundation. Understanding that what you see on the surface is not the truth of what's happening inside. And when you understand that, it becomes so much easier to respond with compassion instead of confusion, patience instead of frustration, and steadiness instead of fear. In the next episode, we're going to talk about how to support someone in withdrawal, the things that genuinely help, the things that calm the system, and the things that make the journey less terrifying. For now, just remember this. If you're trying to understand, if you're trying to be present, if you're trying to learn, you're already doing more for them than most people ever will.